Greetings, you people, and welcome back to Skyrim Roguelike. This is Episode 6, Chapter 5 of Cara, the Barbarian's Adventure, whom we will now most fondly call Cara Winterheart. That's who she's going to be known as to those closest to her, and those closest to her, well, is us. Now, the rest of Skyrim only still know her as Cara, but to us, she is Winterheart. And she is a bit dizzy there because I have just eaten some food and, well, I drank some ale because I was thirsty, and she's a bit dizzy. I'm currently satiated, not thirsty, slightly tired, and dizzy. She's having a hard time standing up. Slightly tired. I think I should take a nap. Let's do that. Let's actually go for the full 8 hours and make it daytime for the next day, and we'll call it good. Oh, and hopefully, again, I hope I don't get assailed upon in the middle of the night. That happened once before, and it was terrifying. I'm gonna go ahead and look around me. Make sure there's nothing going on here. Very well. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, Skyrim Roguelike, I must admit that I have found out something very, very nifty about this whole Frostfall mod. Now, Frostfall normally has you, a couple of things, really. It allows you to die to the exposure of the north, okay? So you can typically freeze to death and such. However, horses, apparently, are immune to such, devastating things. So I can go across this water like so, and I don't have to worry about getting wet. Normally, if I got wet, my exposure would increase. If I just went swimming by myself, without a horse, for instance, I would get wet, and then getting wet increases your exposure, and your exposure increases faster, and you can die that much quicker. Is it starting to snow, really? Now, currently, I am on the fast track. I am trying to make my way to kill an Ice Wraith. And if you don't know why I'm trying to kill an Ice Wraith, the reason I'm trying to kill an Ice Wraith is because it is part of a quest to become part of the Storm Cloaks. And Cara definitely wants to become part of the Storm Cloaks. She is in very much need of proving herself, or proving even to herself, that she can fight off the Imperial incursion and to get rid of the Thalmor, the wicked, wicked Thalmor, and how they typically seem to want to control everything that happens in Skyrim. She is a true Nord, this Cara. She's a barbarian, and there's absolutely nothing about having her freedoms taken away from her that is even remotely settling for her. She will forever be haunted by that fact if she continues to have people looking over her shoulder every time she wants to do something, like, Revere Talos, for instance. Alright. Now, the little cursor is moving, so I'm guessing I'm pretty close. I'm gonna check it, see on the map, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty close. So what I should do, I'm thinking, is... should I go into combat with my horse? I don't think so. Because I know you can fight from the back of your horse. However, I've tried it before, and it's very, very hard to steer and hit at the same time. Of course, maybe if I did some charging, maybe that would work, eh? I think if I got a really good wind-up weapons. We'll try it. Let's go. Iron Warhammer. We're going to start with that. And we are going to use a couple of potions. One's a resist cold. Can't speak right now. Resist cold. And we're going to go for the Ice Wraith Bane. We're going to put that because it causes 50 points of poison damage to Ice Wraiths, and we want to do that. We want to really whack up this Ice Wraith. Okay, I'm calling it out. Not the bunny rabbit. I see a bunny rabbit too, but I'm calling out this ice wraith. You should see me at any point now. Is he going to come towards me? Come to me. I don't want to fight it here because then I can't see it. Come on. I know you see me. There you go. Bring it out. Come on. There we go. One hit. We're gonna go potion. Ice Wraith Bane. Stick it back on there. There we go. Finished. Absolutely no problem. We got some essence and some teeth. We're going to find out what else is over here. Anything? Nothing. Let's go. Back on the horse. Let's go find a warm hearth. Make sure we are going in the right direction on our map here. There's Windhelm. I guess I can follow my custom destination. Indeed, indeed I can. Which is where? On my map here. On my... I don't actually see it. On my, I guess it's okay. Maybe they're just in the same... Yeah, they're in the same place. So it's just showing that white one. Okay. So I'll just follow that one. Come on, Horsey. Not too cold, is it? You're fine. You're a Nord horse. Skyrim's strongest, most resilient beast. You can handle a little cold. And you can handle my weight. The heaviest thing on you right now is my warhammer. Cara is not exactly a big girl, but she sure enough hits like a big girl. She punishes everything. As you can see, a 1-2 hit there for the Ice Wraith, and there was absolutely nothing left of that Ice Wraith. He was done. Let's find our way back over here. I have to admit, I was very concerned about the Ice Wraith at first. Because I know they hit really, really hard, like in normal Skyrim. But in Skyrim Roguelike, everything hits like a truck, okay? I mean, you get hit by, for instance, the standard warrior in this game with a two-handed battle axe. It only takes one good cleave, and you, my friend, are dead. Dead, dead, dead. Which is certainly unfortunate, because in Skyrim Roguelike we also have Permadeath. Now, in Permadeath is probably the most brutal thing you can play, especially in a game as expansive as Skyrim, because you know what? Your journey is always just getting started. Always just getting started. Let's check my weather sense. Exactly where I am in the course of being cold. Well, I guess it's not going to show me as I'm on my horse. Let's get off this for a second and see. Exposure, 33%, or minus 33. I'm still doing okay. I'm chilly, but I'm not freezing. At least not yet. And what is that up there? That would be a wolf. Can't hit him. There we go. Now I need those furs, so I'm going to go ahead and grab it. Oh, and a silver ring. That comes in handy. I still have a lot to sell. And I feel like if I get to sell some of this stuff, I'll be able to, well, not be so hard on cash. I remember chapter 2, I believe, of this particular episode, I ended up having only 3 gold. And is that it's a frost troll. Interesting. Interesting. Oh my god, just run. Frost trolls, I've already fought one, but I fought one with a what word am I looking for? A bow and arrow. I did it ranged. And ranged is pretty much the only way you can fight a frost troll in Skyrim Roguelike, because it is, if he touches you, like all he has to do is take one swing, one good swing that connects with you anywhere on your body, and you are ripped to shreds. You are dead. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. You're just dead. And if you want to see exactly how tense that can be, you should watch the last chapter. I think I named it FML for Fuck My Life, because I was in a cave trying to get out of a blizzard such as this. And well, it was a frost troll cave. I did manage to kill one of them, which is why we have Cara's last name as being Winterheart. She deserves that last name for slaying a frost troll. I am almost back to town. Again, if you're tuning in for the first time, I do not do fast travel. Fast travel is forbidden in Skyrim Roguelike. Besides, why would I have to fast travel? I've got a horse that can swim across rivers and keep me completely dry. I find that pretty nifty. Not exactly at some point, I'm pretty sure Frostfall will actually be patched. The mod itself will be patched, and when it's patched, I won't be able to do this. Or at least, maybe they'll patch it and make it where you get, you know, sort of half wet. Because that's exactly what ends up happening. I mean, you're not getting fully wet. You're not submerged in water. But I'd imagine you should get some amount of dampness on you. I mean, come on, you're still in water. I don't care if you're just barely touching it for a little bit. It should soak up into your clothes. I am now freezing, which is perfect timing because I'm about to get back into Windhelm. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. I don't think you can go inside, can you, with a horse? Doesn't look like it. Alright. So, leave my pony out here. And I'm going to take myself inside. Well, that was relatively... I'm not going to say easy because... Well, actually, you know what? It was kind of easy. That was a lot easier than I expected. I didn't actually have to worry about freezing to death, again, because I have my horse there. I didn't have to worry about getting wet. Now, normally, if I didn't have that horse, which, by the way, I just found. I didn't steal it or anything. I just found it. If I didn't have my horse, that island where I had to fight that ice wraith was, well, it's exactly that. It's an island surrounded by water. I'd have to swim across the water, get damped, and then my entire exposure would constantly be going up. Well, I'm trying to fight something that's already cold. Okay, so it could have been way worse. And I got 2 really good licks on him with my Warhammer. I mean, that was brilliant. 2 swings and a dead Ice Wraith. I feel very, very successful. Or I should say, Cara is very, very successful. She totally just... I know exactly what it's like to be poor there. I tell you what, I'll spare some coppers after I sell. Going right now into Windhelm Keep, and it's now time to talk to the Jarl, or at least someone here.
Why we're wasting time and dwindling resources chasing a legend. We don't even know it exists.
The Jarls are upset. They don't all support you.
Damn the Jarls.
They demand the moot.
And damn the moot. We should risk letting those milk drinkers put Torik's woman on the throne. She'll hand Skyrim over to the elves on a silver plate.
All the more reason then. The crown would legitimize your claim.
A crown doesn't make a king.
No, but this one.
If it even exists.
It exists, and it will be the symbol of the righteousness of our cause. Think about it. The jagged crown. It heralds back to a time before Jarls and moots. Back to the time when the king was a king because his enemies fell before him, and his people rose because they loved him. Skyrim needs that king. You will be that king, Ulfric. You must be.
You're certain you found it?
When have I ever been false with you?
Fine. I'll send the Unblooded here with you. Fancy a crawl through a moldering dungeon to see if you can't stir up Garmar's jagged crown.
It will be there. You see. You're alive. I owe Ulfric a drink. I have to admit, I didn't think we'd be seeing you again.
Huh.
I misjudged you. You're definitely Stormcloak material.
Told you that to begin with.
It's time we made this official. You ready to take the oath?
I've already taken my oath, but yes, let's make it official. Are you saying you sent me out there to die? No, that's not what she would say. Oath, isn't it enough that I want to fight Imperials? No, let's talk about it.
Before you're one of us, you must swear fealty to Jarl Ulfric Stormcloak, future High King of Skyrim.
Certainly.
You must also pledge unswerving loyalty to your fellow Stormcloaks, to Skyrim, and to her people.
Absolutely no problem with that. I will definitely follow this guy here, being Ulfric Stormcloak, simply because he is strong and he is a true Nord. And not to mention when he fought the last person I think he fought there, the was it a king of Solitude? He fought someone, high official. I can't remember exactly the story, but he fought a high official in Solitude, and during that fight, it is rumored that he shouted him apart. Ulfric shouted someone into pieces. So yeah, I'll follow that one. I am ready to take this oath.
That's the spirit. By swearing this oath, you become one of us, a heroine of the people, a true daughter of Skyrim, a Stormcloak. Repeat after me.
Let's do it.
I do swear my blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak.
I do swear by blood and honor to the service of Ulfric Stormcloak,
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
Jarl of Windhelm and true High King of Skyrim.
Talos is my witness. May this oath bind me to death and beyond.
That's Talos as my witness. May this oath bind me to death and beyond.
Even to my lord, as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
Even to my lord as to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
All hail the Stormcloaks, the true sons and daughters of Skyrim.
Now you're one of us.
I can kiss the bride?
You get to tag along
Hey.
Oh, and here. You're a Stormcloak now. You ought to look the part.
Fur boots, Stormcloak, hide. The jagged crown. Okay, now, as a barbarian, what would I do? Evidently, I have to ask a question. I failed a quest, joining the Legion. Well, that's just fine. The Legion is... Piss on the Legion. We don't need that. In fact, we aim to destroy the Legion. What is the aim of this war? I know the aim of the war. What are your reasons for joining the war? Nope, just what's the mission?
I have found the final resting place of the Jagged Crown. Can you believe it? Well, I'm almost certain. We're headed to Corvinjune. But if old King Borgus is indeed buried there, we're bound to run into trouble of some kind. Your fellow Stormcloaks are already assembling outside the tomb. I'll meet you there as soon as I'm finished up here.
Certainly. How do you know the crown is in Corvinjune? You anticipate danger? What are your reasons for joining the war? I'm not asking that. I already know. If I was deaf and I never heard a word he said, I would know. Just look in his eyes and figure it out. How do you know the crown is in Corvinjune? Of course, you always anticipate danger. I'm never going to ask that question either. What is the Jagged Crown? I would like to know that.
Have you not heard that ancient verse?
Probably.
More unleashing razor snow.
Oh yes, I've heard it.
Dragons from the blue brought down. Girth the walking winter's woe. The High King in his jagged crown. Going way back to King Harold's time, or even before, the High King always wore the jagged crown. It was the symbol of his might and power. The crown is made from the bones and teeth of ancient dragons, and it is said to contain a portion of the power of every king who has worn it. True or not, who would dare deny Ulfric's claim when the legendary jagged crown sits upon his brow?
You know, it seems that question should be quite easy to understand, being that nobody, but then again, in my opinion, nobody would go up against Ulfric Stormcloak after he shouted someone apart. But, you know what? People are dumb. It's pretty much it.
Don't wait around for me.
Very well. I should eat something. As you heard while he was talking, my stomach grumbled and growled. So let's go ahead and get a little something to eat. A little leek there too, so I can have bad breath. Let's finish it off with a dessert. An apple maybe? Not enough, eh? Baked potatoes. I am full. Perfect. That is the way to be. Just bow before Ulfric. I don't need to speak to him. Bowing is good enough. And I do believe, actually, I'm going to look around myself here. I do believe I have some fancy apparel I should be wearing. Somewhere in here. And amongst all this stuff, I have so much stuff that I have looted. That's heavy armor. I don't want heavy armor. Actually, that armor rating's lower. By 4. Doesn't matter. I must wear it. Simply because it's the Stormcloak Cuirass. Trying to figure out if there's any other upgrades I can be putting on here. I have so much stuff. Very well. This is now our outfit. She's got a little dap of blue, which marks her as a Stormcloak, and I think that's just fine with her. Now I should probably just end it here for now, because I do believe before I go and try to do that quest and try to get the Jagged Crown, I'm going to do as someone suggested. I'm going to go somewhere. I think there's one over here. I'm going to go to a ruins. I'm going to try to get inside, and I'm going to get some linens for torches and arrows from the Draugr. So yeah, that's going to be, I think, the next chapter. Suffice it to say, for this chapter, albeit short, was quite successful. That quest to take out the Ice Wraith was just whatever. Trivial. No problem at all. Not for Cara. Not for our barbarian with a wheel of steel. And she wields steel. Or at least heavy iron. Heavy metal regardless. Well, thanks guys. If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content such as this, more Skyrim Roguelike, more Permadeath, and catch next chapter, chapter 6, which is awesome because she's getting up there. I think Orin Gonix was only like chapter 7 or 8. Our Cara, she's kicking ass. And she's not taking any names because she doesn't really care about names. She's just kicking ass. Well, tune in next time, guys. And for now, I'll leave you with some music. This is Briarstone signing out.